Manhole. After the announcement of Pikmin 4, I started writing a video about what kind of things I would like to see in a future Pikmin game. But I kept getting stuck. Something kept nagging at me, like a voice in the back of my head. A question asked by a previous Pikmin game that was never answered. It's hard to think of what's to come in the future of Pikmin when I can't stop thinking about its past. When I can't stop thinking about the... Chapter 1. Manhole. The exact nature of my relationship with the Pikmin series is unclear even to me. I've been a fan of the series ever since I was a child. It was January 27th, 2002, 3 months after the release of Pikmin, that I received a Nintendo GameCube as a gift for my birthday, along with 3 games: Luigi's Mansion, Super Smash Bros. Melee, and Pikmin. I have clear memories of using crayons or colored pencils to draw Pikmin on enemies from the game. I even tried to make up new types of Pikmin, and came up with stupid ideas for lore in the world. But my memories of the actual game were fuzzy. At least until I played the game again later in anticipation for Pikmin 2, that is. I thought that this era predated it, but it turns out that it was always there. Hindsight's funny that way. All I had to do was look up and I'd see the... Chapter 2. Manhole. When I eventually got a hold of Pikmin 2, I remember loving it. Everything about it felt so much cooler right off the bat. New Pikmin, objects from our real world as collectibles, making it clear that this was truly some sort of post-apocalyptic Earth. It wasn't long before I entered the Awakening Wood and realized that I was back in the Forest of Hope from Pikmin 1. This blew my mind when I was a kid. I wasn't as surprised by the perplexing pool, but I was equally delighted. And in Wistful Wild, it wasn't until I traveled all the way to the dolphin's initial crash site that I realized that this was 2 areas from the previous game. It then confused me that the Valley of Repose didn't seem to resemble the Forest Navel in any way. Given that they are the only 2 areas without a match, I figured that they must be connected somehow. Maybe the Forest Navel wasn't what I thought it was originally. Or maybe it wasn't really ever a cave, just something that kind of looked like one. Or maybe they just aren't connected at all. Maybe it's okay that I don't understand why this one area is different. Maybe I don't need to know. I eventually stopped thinking about it and moved on. Moved on entirely with my life, lest I ponder it long enough to consider the... Chapter 3. Manhole. It was 9 years later that they released Pikmin 3. It was probably the first time in those 9 years that I'd considered playing Pikmin at all. I got the game when it came out and played it non-stop till completion. I had fun. It was cute. Yet, something was missing. There was something I missed. Some kind of answer, a key, some missing component. Is the Valley of Repose really not connected to the Forest Navel? Why? Why would they choose that? The Forest Navel was entered by flying into a hole in the ground that was located white paint. Some kind of vast forest clearing. It was named the Forest Navel because the hole was like a belly button from high above. Some generic Rimstone Cave? Rimstone Cave. What if it's not a cave? Fungus? It can be formed by secondary deposits derived from glass bottles. Concrete! This could be a sewer. Could this be a sewer? So then why here? Why not go to the Forest Navel? In Pikmin 2, it seems like Olimar deliberately chooses to set course and land in places he's already been before. The only reason he wouldn't try to go back there is if he... couldn't. It's not the same place, but he is in the same spot. It was so obvious. They made it literally impossible to miss. Why is nobody talking about this? Has no one ever considered it? Do they know, but they're keeping it a secret? A secret guarded by one damn Bulborb sleeping upon a bed of lies. Sleeping upon a... After all these years, a new Pikmin game is on the horizon. But it still haunts me. How can I move on? How can I look forward to something new when I'm so weighed down by the answer to a question asked nearly 2 decades ago? They tested us, and we failed that test. The question was never if the two areas were connected, for that was a given. We were supposed to figure out how and why. Through solving their riddle, we were meant to learn the true nature of the forest navel. But we didn't. We just dug in our heels and said no. So please, I ask you, if you already knew the truth, it's time to break your silence. If you've never been able to see it before, but you can now, keep your eyes open wide and sing along with us. Spread the word, share the news. Let us show them all that we finally solved it. Let this be the age that we turn the key, make the connection. Let us walk into Pikmin 4 together, united under a universal understanding, a revitalized community that understands the significance of the Manhole.